This is the 2004 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 5.7-liter Hemi motor. I just recently realized that my water pump is gone. If you notice the fan when I don't know if you can see that, but the fan is moving back and forth. I also got signs of fluid flashing all around here. My radiator is drained. It was weeping before this, so I know now that I've got to change my water pump. So I'm going to go through the steps of replacing the water pump, and I'll take you along with me. So what's prompted me to do this, I went around and got a few quotes, and I'm not going to show the name of the company because that wouldn't be fair to them, but one of the cheapest quotes I got was this one. Obviously it's not going to zoom in on that, but the quote there is for $446.18. And that was one of the cheapest quotes I got. I managed to pick up a brand new water pump for $97, a bottle of Gunk, which is a good brand name, anti-rust and water pump lube for $4.80. Here's the water pump here, brand new water pump, same one that the shops would use. Comes along with the gasket. Brand new water pump. I've checked everything over, looks good. So what we're going to do to start is I have to remove both the water bottles, the jugs, and the shroud. The shroud is fairly simple to take off. There's, if you can see down here, there's one bolt down here. I don't know if you can see that with my finger in there. There's one bolt down here, and then there's a little, oh sorry, it's the other way around. There's one bolt right there at the top. Okay? And then down at the bottom there's a recess that it just sits in. Same on the other side here for the shroud. There's one bolt there, and down there it just sits in kind of a recess, a pocket, so it just lifts off. Before I'm going to be able to do that, I believe, this is my first time attempting this, I'm not a mechanic so I hope it goes well, I got to remove the fan to gain access to pull this off. Alright, so I'll come back when I'm a little bit farther. Okay, so I got, as you can see here, I've got the fan off, the clutch fan off, but I gotta let you know, you have to turn it counterclockwise in opposed to what anybody else says. Don't believe them. That was a pain in the butt. Here's the fan, it's off. It was not easy. I've got this borrow-a-tool system, it's a pulley removal system. Yeah, it doesn't work. I had to make a tool. I made this originally as a flat bar, and well, it sheared off the little tiny bolt and twisted the heck out of the bar. So I made another one out of a double angle bar with a much thicker bolts, and I'll show you on the new water pump. You simply slide those into the holes. You see that right there? Slide into the holes, it drops down. The other end rests on the frame. Alright. This will be the hardest task of the whole job, trust me. I've been working on this for a while. I had to learn the hard way because, like I said, I've never done this before. Anyhow, holding the bar here, I had it in the pulley and resting up against the frame on the other end. That made it extremely easy. I got my, sorry about the camera movement there. I got my crescent wrench in there. I dropped it over top of the fan pulley. Got another big wrench over top of the crescent wrench. Gave it one good tug and snap free. And then I just twisted it off. And that's all there is to it. Now, the next hard part, believe it or not, is this stupid little jug here. I can't find anywhere to tell me how to take it off. I think I know now. Okay, just a little FYI. This water bottle right here has to come out before the shroud will come out, and it looks like it just drops into place, and it does, but there's a trick to taking it out that I didn't know. It took me a little while to figure it out, but you got to take a screwdriver. You see that tab right back there? It's kind of hard to see, but you can see that little tab right there. Okay, that tab slides into a little groove. You can kind of see it back there on the back of the shroud right there. Slides in there. The only way to get that water bottle out is to pry the screwdriver in there and push it apart, and then it just slides right out, just pops right out. took me a while because it doesn't look like that's how it comes out. If you, well, anyways. Now that that's out, or well, I'm gonna have that out in a second, then I'll take the shroud off and then we'll move on from there. I'm gonna take you through taking off the serpentine belt. It's actually quite simple. You take a 3/8 drive socket, or a wrench, ratchet, right? There's a hole right on the tensioner pulley that fits the drive, okay? You pull it up, see how the belt loosens? For taking it off and putting it back on, you're going to take it at the same point. You pull it off the alternator first, and for putting it back on, you're going to do the same thing. You'll wind it through all the ports it's got to go, and then you'll leave a loop up here, which when you get to that point, you'll pull the tensioner as I'm doing right now and slip it over the alternator. It's very simple, and I will supply a diagram right after this here. You know, okay. If it wasn't for saving about $300, I think I would have rather had a mechanic do this. Anyhow, okay, here we go. I'm just going to show you with the tensioner. See how I'm pulling it up like that? Now you just pull the belt off the alternator. It comes off quite easily. When you go to put it back on, you'll do the same thing. You'll loop it around all your pulleys. Leave yourself like a loop like I got right here. Keeping the tensioner up and slip it over. That easy. Okay, so now that we've got that part done, let's move on to the water pump. This should be the easier part, I hope. Apparently some people have had some difficulty with these serpentine belts, and I don't get it. But I'm going to show you. My kid's going to go for it. Okay, up. Just like that. And putting it back on. Oh, well.
It fell off.
Alright, anyhow, it's not a big deal. The serpentine belt's going to be the least of your problems when you start tackling the water pump. Okay, now I'm going to take a 15 mil socket. We're going to take off the pulley tensioner. So, and it comes off very easy. There's nothing to it. And it sits in its own little groove. Get that bolt out. And off she comes, just like that. Okay? And just put it somewhere where it's safe. Okay, we got the water pump off. As you see, I put a bucket down there to catch all the water. But now I've got to clean the surface so that the new water pumps can seal. And what I've done, because there's about 11 bolts holding it in, so I've laid the other one up here, and as I took the bolts out, I just placed them back in the spots where they came out, right? That way it's just quick and simple. I remember, because I'm not a mechanic, I remember where I put them. Okay, now here's the old water pump down the ground. I'll probably move all those bolts into the old one there, so as I put the new one on, I just pull them off, put them in the spot that came out. But you can see this one was definitely bad. Let's see that. I don't know if you can see that, but this whole shaft is moving. And that's not supposed to do that. The seal was good. Hell, the gasket's probably even, I wouldn't reuse it. But it looks okay. Anyhow, on with the installation now. Okay, well, I'm back. This is actually kind of funny because this is day 2 for a 2-hour job. Just overcoming little obstacles that I'm learning as I go. Alright, here's the surface. I've cleaned the surface where it's going to go. You just take a flat razor blade and kind of run it along the surface. Make sure it's nice and clean, nothing sticking up. Wipe it off with some solvent on a rag. And here's the new pump. I've put the seal in all the way around. You want to make sure that the seal is standing up straight, not like pushed over one way or the other. It just gives you a more better contact all the way around. And that's that. Now I'm about to place it in. I used my old thermostat. There's a little tit there sticking out. You want to make sure when the thermostat, when the water pump is in, that little tit there is at the 12 o'clock position. I don't particularly know why, but I've heard a lot of people say that. It seems to be quite important. So I'm going to do it. There you go. I'll be back when it's in. Oh, I guess I should mention when you put it in, I've read quite a bit different stuff on it. Some people say 18 pounds torque for all the bolts. One guy said 43 pounds, but it seems pretty consistent that the torque spec should be 30 pounds all the way around. So that's what I'm going to do. 30 pounds, and start from the center and work my way out. I hope that's the right way to do it. It would make more sense. I'm not going to go around in a circle, you know. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. The new water pump's in place. I've put all the bolts just finger tight. You know, they can easily be removed. Just okay, well, wrong one. There we go. They can easily be removed. They're all just snugged up with hand tight. Now I'm going to start going over all of them and slowly cinch them down, get out my torque wrench and 30 pounds pressure and start putting it back together. Well, all the rest of the shroud and everything. I'm back here again. I got the water pump on. I was torquing it down, and you know what? I decided to go at 25 pounds. I figured that's enough. 30 just felt like I was going a little too far, and I'm tapping into aluminum here. You know, you just don't want to take that chance. The aluminum's pretty soft. 25 pounds, I think, is more than enough. As you can see, I've put the serpentine belt back on. It's all rooted in there correctly. I got the thermostat in place. Something I want to mention that I found out seems to be pretty important. I'm not exactly sure why, but I did it anyways. If you look at the thermostat, at the very top of the thermostat, there's a little tit sticking out. It's a little pin. Everything I've seen, they say put that pin at the 12 o'clock position. For some reason, that seems to be very important. So make sure that's at the 12 o'clock position, and everything should be okay. That's what everyone says. I don't know what it does, but it's important. Now I'm going to get the shroud back on, the water jugs back on, the fan on, fill it up with fluid, and test her out. Alright, I got the shroud back on. I got the belt and everything's tightened and torqued down. I just put the fan back on, and I've put my tool that I talked about earlier. It's wedged against the frame and it's in there already. I already tightened it on, but I figured I'd just show you what I'm doing. You can see right there, the screws are going into the pulley. You can probably see the pipe going right down, or the bar going right down to the ground. And I got my wrench on it. And all I do at this point now is I take my other wrench. Where did I put it? Okay, take my other wrench and slipping over. You can use a pipe, that works too. Slipping over here and just giving it, this bar down here stops the pulley from moving because there's two screws in it. And I cinch it on there. Alright, now since I've already done that, it's already tight. I take the wrench off and take the bar out. Oh, I guess I gotta back it off a bit. And as the saying goes, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so there we go. She's running. I brought her up to temperature. Fluid's good, pressure is good. Rad hose is warm. Top rad hose is warm. Fluid's good. When I filled it up to avoid getting an airlock, I jacked the front end of the car up, or the truck up. Just took the floor jack, standard floor jack, brought up about 1.5 foot, kind of, you know, tip the angle a bit, let gravity do the work. Filled it up, took it for a drive. Actually, I finished a little while ago, but the temperature is fine. Right now, it's cold because I just came back out. I had it off for a little while, but the heat's nice and warm in the truck. It's all done. So there you go. If this helps anybody, even just one person doing a water pump on one of these things, this will be all worth it. You know, it's not as hard and not as intimidating as it looks. So